Hello my lovelies, and welcome to today's video. My name's Alya and I'm really happy that you could stop by. So today's video is one that I honestly never wanted to shoot. It's a topic I'd never want to have to talk about, and it's a video that I hope becomes completely irrelevant sooner rather than later. But I don't feel that it's so likely that I shouldn't shoot it at all. And this video is about how to wear your mask with your tichel. So I believe that it would be just as difficult when you have a tichel as it would be when you have a shaitel or any kind of head covering, a hat. The difference is that you can't just, you know, pull your ears out a lot of the time with these. So there's a few different options of how to tackle this little problem that we're now facing, and I've got a few solutions. So stick around and see how I get around this little problem. So the most obvious thing to do is change the way you wear your tichels, but that sounds horrible to me. You know, your tichel is such a important part of how you present yourself, such a huge part of your aesthetic. Same thing for your wig. It's an identifiable part of you. And even if you just like to wear headbands as well, it's something that becomes sort of a part of your look. And to take off your turban, or to take off your headscarf, or to take off your wig, or to take off anything else and try and use something else instead, I think they're asking too much. That's my personal opinion. So the obvious thing would be to just sort of wear it backwards, you know, and have your ears free. And I know that a lot of ladies do that anyway, but it's just not cool for me. Like, even when I wear my tichels back through the crown, I will always still have my ears pinned back. I just feel like that's my look and I don't really want to let go of it. So my solution was to change the mask. Now, of course, you can just get the masks that tie up at the back. That's also an option, but look how cute this one is, you know. Or even the ones that, you know, most popular, most easy to come by. They come with ear loops. Aside from the fact that it's very inconvenient that those ear loops have to go underneath the scarf, they also press on this really sensitive bone back here. People who wear glasses full time will be quite aware of this sort of sticking out here bone. So bone, it's called the mastoid process, I think. It's a part of the temporal bone that runs through the side of the base of the head there. So you get a lot of things going on in any part of the head, lots of nerve endings, lots of things going on underneath, whether it be the sinuses, or there's lots of things going on under there. So you don't want to be putting extra pressure on anyway. And if you're headache prone, it's going to give you a headache, right? So let's not be uncomfortable just to be protected from the germs that are around us, right? So what I've done is I've come up with a few really cute DIY processes that can help you avoid having to use your ears. Okay, so the first thing I've done is taken just some beads. I usually use these to decorate my tichels anyway. So something like this, you know, tends to be what I use this for. It is actually a necklace like this, okay, with the hanging bits down the front. Really cute, but I don't wear it much, and it's made of leather, or leather looking strings, rather than metal. So with something like this, first of all, see how much you need. So I'm basically measuring how much I need, and so I'm going to thread it through. Just looping it like that. And then I know I need roughly 2 hands worth, so I'm going to pull through the other side and tie it off. I'm not going to be too tight on it because I don't want to break whatever I'm using, but let's try it on. Okay, and because you've got a scarf, you can just actually pull it up higher to make it tighter. And this is sitting really snug on my face. It's touching the skin quite nicely here. It's hugging the chin quite nicely down there. And I can always spread this out to get a bit better coverage on the side. Like that. Pretty cool. And I've got just this cute little thing. If it's annoying, you can just tuck it away into itself. So that's my option number 1. If you don't have an odd headband or necklace or something like that that you would like to use to tie off your mask, you can also, and I feel like this would be a little bit obvious, you can also use a thin scarf. The reason I say it needs to be thin is because you don't want to have too much running through the loops. So a pashmina or a thicker scarf, there's not much room in here. It's just a little hair tie sized loop. So if you use something a bit thinner, it will get through quite easily. So what you want to do is you just want to run it through both sides, but this way, and run it from the outside in that way. And you can create like a continuous loop that you can then tighten. That's one option. Or the other option is just to, you know, tie it to one end. Put it on. And then run it through. So from the outside in. Now, I personally don't like this knot sitting here, so I like that I can do it from the outside in here as well. Let's get it all untangled, and then if you need to wear it down, it's down, and then when you have it up, just ties on, and it's not uncomfortable at all. Again, you just adjust it to be snug everywhere, and you've got yourself just a bow at the back. The next thing I thought of was a couple of elastic bands. Now I've actually got hair ties here. Actual elastic bands may snag on your hair that just comes out the bottom sometimes, if that's something that is a concern for you. So what I'm going to do here is I've got the mask on the elastic there. I just loop it through. I'm going to do the same thing with another elastic band on the other side. So just loop it through. Okay, so we end up with this situation. Now if you've got a long enough hair tie, you can just tie them. But what I've actually gone and done is found this decorative paper clip. So I've just put it on one of the hair ties here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Just plucking it on. Just like that. And see, it looks quite pretty. It looks a bit like jewellery at the back. And then I got it stretched through these. I've got stretched through this. So when I put it on, it's actually really comfortable and very snug. And I can again wear it a bit higher if I want it to be a bit tighter, a bit lower if I want it to be a bit looser. You can totally play with it to suit you. But I'm absolutely obsessed with this one because it also looks really pretty. So I'll take this little contraption off. Very easy to do. You just unpin the paper clip. Now, this has all been fantastic, and I've taken a couple of days, I guess, to come up with this because, you know, mask wearing on a mandatory basis is fairly recent, so probably a month or so. The most difficult thing about all this, I reckon, is taking bits off. Definitely not putting them on because they get quite tight. Now, remember to regularly change these masks and regularly wash them as well. The last thing you want is getting sick from your own germs that are getting trapped inside the mask. Now, as I was beginning to say, this has taken me a while to realize that I need different contraptions and whatnot to be comfortable in my tichel and my mask at the same time. But originally, what I actually found was at work, where I wear a mask fairly frequently these days, before it was mandatory on the streets and things like that. So at work it's a little bit easier because I guess I can fiddle around, and, you know, the aesthetic of things isn't so important, you know, because the clinical environment takes priority over an aesthetic one. But what I actually had was a couple of paper clips. These are from work. And what they do is just straight on, so simple. They're not decorative in any way. They're just your straightforward, boring paper clips. You just put it on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to leave one side off to start off with because this is really tight. I've only got 3 here. And I'm just going to pin it on at the back, a bit like putting on a necklace. And there you go. And because they're cute and they're red and whatever, it's fun. And I can actually wear it quite low. So I'm actually taking the mask off my temples as well because this is a tighter way of wearing it. And it just sits here. And it's really comfortable. Again, it's nice and snug. It's not snug through the bottom, but it's snug on my chin. So you can definitely adjust it and things like that through the sides to make it more snug, all these sort of things. But what I love about this is it's not putting pressure here either. So all those headachy spots are not a problem. What has been a problem is that it's hard to hear you through a mask, especially one that's really dense like this one. You know, definitely communication has been decreased. especially when you're trying to speak to a patient or someone who's hard of hearing. And really communication, body language, facial expression, articulation, very important things. So these masks have definitely brought on their challenges, and I really do feel for health workers that aren't like myself, who work in more of a hospital environment, who have had to wear masks just for on their regular jobs before all of this. So this is fairly new to my work environment. Unless we're doing a procedure, we don't tend to cover up because we're just clinicians. We're, you know, tend to be dealing with fairly healthy people. So this is all new and it's brought its challenges, but you know, what isn't without its challenges? So I hope that this video has brought you a little bit of clarity if you're in a position like myself where you've got to mask up and you're wearing a head covering of some sort, or you've had to alter your head covering as a result of the mask. So this is something that might bring one less challenge to your day. It might make things a little bit more pleasant, a little bit more easy. So if you did like this video and you thought it was a little bit helpful, please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's that big red button looking at you saying, click me. If it's great, it means you're already part of the creative family, and I'm so glad you're here. For more bits and pieces, please head over to Instagram. There is going to be new things going on this channel and on Instagram. I'm definitely going to amp it up in the coming weeks. So I've got lots of ideas. It's just a matter of getting around to figuring how to present them to you guys and how to work them into where the channel is already. Wherever you are around the world, my lovelies, I hope you're having an amazing day. You're staying safe and happy, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye.